The Hornets? It's the Hornets. What an embarrassment. It was so bad that Josh Hart called out the Knicks after the game and is furious with the way the team is playing. If that's not bad enough, we have another glaring issue: the bench. We're going to break down all of these latest reports today. But before we get started, about 52% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're enjoying the content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it could really support all the great content that we're creating for you. And now, let's get started. Josh Hart calls out the Knicks for an embarrassing loss to the Hornets on back-to-back nights. What do the Knicks give us? 2 embarrassing losses to teams that are not even on our level. We were blown off the floor by the Spurs and the Hornets. But what's worse is the way that we're losing. We are losing in embarrassing fashion. Lack of effort, getting broken down defensively, and allowing the other team to do whatever they want to do inside the paint. It is not New York basketball. You can't blame Josh Hart for calling out the Knicks after that level of play. And that's exactly what he did after this embarrassing loss against the Hornets last night. Shout out to New York basketball on the app X for giving us the following information. Here's what Josh Hart had to say about the Knicks after that loss against the Hornets. According to Josh Hart, mental toughness. That's my big concern right now. We can make all the excuses in the world. There's highs and lows in the season. No one's 82-0. But the way we're losing games is embarrassing. Remember, this is Josh Hart, a starter, saying this to the media. The way we are losing games is embarrassing. And I absolutely agree with him. Hart continues here by stating, we have to find a way to right the ship. We got to come out next game with more intensity. Desperation. Starts with myself as someone who's supposed to bring energy. I've been atrocious the last several weeks. We have to get our minds prepared for the end of the season. We can make excuses. Terrible 2.5 weeks of travel. But all teams go through that. That's not an excuse. If we're right mentally, we win some of these games. We're not doing what it takes. Not doing the extra effort. Giving energy. The right output. We're crying to the refs. We gotta pick it up. But Josh Hart was not done there. He continued to call out the Knicks and their level of play. Shout out to Steph Bondy with the New York Post for giving us this following information. According to him, Josh Hart stated, we can be more aggressive defensively on the ball. We can be more assertive offensively, not being stagnant, communicating better. I think we got out-rebounded today by 14. A lot of that is effort. None of that takes talent. None of that is schemes and those kind of things. It's extra effort, and we're not doing that. And that's what's embarrassing, especially for this team, especially for a Thibs coach team, a New York-based team. That's not what we should be doing. That's not what we are supposed to be built on. Josh Hart took the words right out of my mouth. Everything he just said, everything he said he felt, that's exactly what I feel about this Knicks team. Last night, it was clear. We saw it on full display. The lack of effort, the lack of trying. At some points in time in the game, you could see it. The Knicks were not even attempting to try to guard three-point shooters. They were watching them wide open shoot threes. Whether they made them or missed them, it was about the principle. If you see an open shooter at the three-point line, you don't watch them. You run out to them. You try to make it difficult for them. You don't give them the easiest shot, a practice shot that normally they are going to hit. But we allowed them to do that all night long. Not only that, we were abused inside. We did not put a body on anybody that we should have put a body on. Mark Williams did anything he wanted to do inside the paint. Get an offensive rebound? Sure, he did that. Get a rebound? Sure, he can do that. Put back dunk, go to the free throw line. They were doing all of it. They broke New York down defensively nearly each and every possession. The easiest way to say it is like this. Every time New York scored, they worked so hard to score that basket. Conversely, for the Hornets, it was easy. It was always easy for them to score, either inside or outside. They would pick apart the Knicks inside. Pick and roll, they dominated. They would penetrate, create, penetrate, kick it to the outside. But what's worse, LaMelo Ball returning from injury. This man's body is basically an injury, and we allowed him to go into the paint at will, shoot inside the paint at will, and then have open three-point shots whenever he wanted to have them. He is returning from injury, his first game back. Why does he look like that? Why did we allow him to look like that? Why did New York allow this Hornets team to blow us off the floor? It doesn't make sense. Josh Hart needed to call out the Knicks because this is embarrassing. It probably can't get much worse than losing to a Hornets team that is actively trying to tank. Oh, but wait, it can get much worse. You know how? Look at the bench. Last night, going into the fourth quarter, New York's bench had a donut. Zero points going into the fourth quarter. And at that point, you would think that a coach seeing this would make, what's that keyword again? Oh, yeah, that's right. Adjustments. You'd think that would happen. But no, that's not what happened. If anything, Tom Thibodeau doubled down on the exact same players we were seeing all game long. Players that did not help turn the tide in this game against the Hornets. So why put them back out there? Why not try something different? Why not try something new? Isn't the bench a big liability here? A big problem here? Well, if you're talking to Tom Thibodeau, actually no. He does not blame the bench. Shout out to New York basketball on the app X for giving us the following information. Steph Bondi asked Tom Thibodeau the following question. When the bench only has really 7 points, how difficult is that to win? Tom Thibodeau answered with the following response. I don't want to put it on the bench. What? You don't want to put it on the... You don't want to put it on the... They had 0 points going into the fourth quarter. You don't want to put it on the bench? Who are you going to put it on? Thibodeau says again, I don't want to put it on the bench. It was all of us. Margin of error is tight. Back to back. Have to get it done with your defense and rebounding. And we didn't. That's where we fell short. Yes, we did fall short with our rebounding. We did fall short with our defense. But didn't we also fall short without making any adjustments in the game? Shouldn't we have done that at some point in time when we saw the energy of the bench players really not there? Shouldn't we have made substitutions at that point? Because there were some points during that game that the Knicks had the body language of a defeated team. And if I'm the coach, if I'm seeing that, I am making the substitutions immediately. And the players I'm substituting for? These guys, Tyler Kolek and Pacome Dadiet. Now, you might be saying to yourself, recap, do you really think these guys would be any better than what we saw last night? Honestly, I don't know. But I don't know because I haven't seen it. What I do know is seeing Landry Shamet and Cam Payne time and time again try to do something but fail. I would rather see something new than see that. It couldn't have been worse than what we were seeing last night. So why not try something different? maybe that difference is something that works, something that you can go to in future games. But if you don't try it, if you don't look at it, if you don't even experiment with it, how do you even know? And honestly, it looks like we're never going to know because Tom Thibodeau is not acknowledging a severe problem, a glaring issue. You're not putting it on the bench? Of course it's the bench. Yes, we have a lot of other issues. We have multiple issues. You can call all of them out. You basically did that. You said defense. You said rebounding. The bench is part of the problem. We had 0 bench points going into the fourth. 0. How is that even acceptable? We are an NBA team. Some people consider us a championship contender. We're a championship contender with 0 bench points going up against the Charlotte Hornets. That's what we are? We're not a contender if that's the level of play we're going to display each and every night. Josh Hart had every right to be furious and call out this Knicks team. I'm furious. I'm upset. I am so mad that we are watching this embarrassment each and every night out there. Are you okay with it? Are you accepting it? Because I'm not okay with this. I am not accepting this. I don't care if Jalen Brunson is close to returning. I don't care if we didn't have Mitchell Robinson. We were playing the Charlotte Hornets. They were actively tanking, and we lost to them. We not only lost, we were blown off the floor. We were blown out by them. The Hornets, a team with 18 wins on the season. We lost to that team, an actively tanking team. Everyone in New York, every player on this team, every player on that bench should be embarrassed, should be upset, should be furious. We can't be any team like this. Not with this level of play, not with this level of activity. We need to do more. Adjustments are needed. And if you want any evidence of that, all you have to do is look at the back-to-backs that we just lost. Lost to the Spurs and lost to the Hornets. 2 teams that are actively looking to tank. We lost to them. We were blown off the floor by them. If this doesn't make the Knicks change anything, then nothing else will. Tom Thibodeau, I am pleading with you. Make adjustments to this roster, because if you don't, these type of losses will continue to happen each and every night. But what about you guys? What do you think about Josh Hart's comments after the Knicks' embarrassing loss to the Charlotte Hornets? Were these comments warranted? Let me know in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.